Hi guys, today we've got this. This is the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 BE6500 tri-band USB Wi-Fi adapter. Uh, so supposedly it has 2.4, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz. It also comes with this USB 3 extender so that you can position the antenna for better signal. So we'll be checking this out, and I'll unbox it. Well, this is what's inside the box. You get this USB 3 extender. I heard that technically USB extenders aren't actually up to the USB spec, so that's sort of funny. Well, this is the packaging. BE6500 Wi-Fi 7 tri-band USB 3 688 Mbps for 2.4 gigahertz, 2882 Mbps for 5 gigahertz, and then the same thing for 6 gigahertz. OFDMA MUMIO. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the same speeds. Omnidirectional antenna. Transmit power of 20 dBm. I'm surprised it doesn't say anything about WPA3. Let's see what this little card is. Oops. Driver-free installation. So basically, they put a little flash chip inside the antenna or the adapter, and it's basically a USB drive with the driver on it. So you're supposed to use that driver. So technically, it is not driver free. So this is the unit itself. Sort of semi-generic design. Nothing on the back. The antennas click in, so they stay secure. And then that's basically it. And they have this little button. Is it a button? No, it's not even a button. It's not even a button. And then there's a LED here. So I'll be performance testing this next, and comparing it to my current Wi-Fi card. Okay, for performance testing, I'm going to be using Open Speed Test. This is running on my router, so it is basically testing the LAN connection between my router and my laptop directly. I'm not testing the connection between the router and the internet as well, because it varies depending on your ISP and like what internet plan you have. So that is obviously not going to be relevant to you. You just want to test the LAN connection just to see how well it performs. So first up, I'm going to test my laptop's internal Wi-Fi adapter. That happens to be the Intel Wi-Fi 6 AX201 160 megahertz adapter. Mine is soldered, so I can't upgrade it. So that's the specific model. Alternatively, if your Wi-Fi card is not soldered, you can replace the internal one. Fenvi also offers those internal Wi-Fi cards, but I believe that only works if your laptop has PCIe for the Wi-Fi card. If it uses some other thing, some other communication protocol or something, and it's like linked to the CPU somehow, then it's not going to work. So my current one inside my laptop, it is soldered, and it uses this proprietary protocol to communicate with Intel CPUs. So I cannot change it at all, even if it was removable or whatever, unless I use another one with the same protocols, if that made any sense. So I'm going to use OpenSpeedTest for my speed testing, and then I'm using NetSpot Inspector for just to get the signal quality and the channel width. I am using my travel router, so OpenSpeedTest is running from my travel router, and yeah. So your speeds might be better from your router to your laptop, but I don't have a better router that can run OpenSpeedTest. So I'm going to be testing the signal. I'm just going to use current signal, not the average, because if I use average, I'd have to sit here for a while just to test the average. So right now, I'm at signal -22, right on top of the router, and we're just going to cut to testing, where I actually test the speeds. Okay, to set up the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 USB Wi-Fi adapter, you're going to need to plug it in, and then you're going to hear the Windows chime, and then it should pop up in Windows as a little CD drive here. It's going to have the Wi-Fi driver you need, and then you're going to install it. I think after you install it, it's going to disable the CD drive so it no longer pops up, and then Windows is going to detect the Realtek adapter, and then you can just use Wi-Fi. Now I have a laptop, and so it's going to pop up as two Wi-Fi adapters. There's Wi-Fi 1 and Wi-Fi 2. Wi-Fi 2 is probably going to be the adapter you just plugged in, the Fenvi one. And so you're going to need to connect to internet through the Wi-Fi 2 adapter. You might need your Wi-Fi password. You'll probably need it because I think Windows does this thing where it links the Wi-Fi password and SSID with that one Wi-Fi adapter. But when you try to connect to that same network with a second Wi-Fi adapter, and it's never connected to that network before, then you're going to need to reset it up. Alternatively, you can use the Windows update to get the Wi-Fi driver. I think that's only if you have installed the original driver at least once, because the original driver disables the little CD drive thing and enables the Realtek adapter. I think you'll have to fact check me on that if you ever get this adapter, but that's what I think happened. So you can also install. So after the first driver install with the original driver, you can use Windows Update to get the driver file, and you can delete the original. Okay, let me just rephrase that. After you install the driver that came with the Wi-Fi adapter, you can use Windows to install the driver, but you would have to disable or delete the original driver. So you can go to Device Manager, you can go to Wi-Fi adapters, network adapters, find the Realtek one, and you can uninstall device, and you can uninstall the driver. So I installed the driver through Windows this time, and so I'm not going to do that. But it is sort of a sketchy Wi-Fi driver because you don't know where it came from. But other than that, it should be fine. I installed it once. It seemed to do basically what I expected. It was fast. So if you go to the Fenvi site, you can scroll to the bottom and you can click on this USB Wi-Fi card, or you can just navigate to support and then click on USB Wi-Fi card. There's going to be two of the same model. These have the same download file. It's going to download, and then it's going to pop up with this Wi-Fi auto install setup. This is the same Wi-Fi driver that comes with the adapter, but the Windows one might be newer. So there's to keep that in mind. The Windows one might be newer and better. Okay, so now that you've installed the driver, that's basically it. You connect to Wi-Fi. Pretty straightforward. Another thing to keep in mind is that these, I think they can get warm because it's Wi-Fi. Everything electronic gets warm. And if you're like using it a lot or something, it can get hot and overheat and then kill itself. To prevent that, you're probably going to want to keep it in a well-ventilated area so that it can cool itself. But all these other models on Amazon, they're also plastic, so you might not have it overheat. It might overheat. It really depends on how well it's built on the inside. I think there is no active cooling, obviously. There's no active cooling on any of them. There might be metal on this one. I'm not sure. A little heatsink, but all these other ones, they're all plastic. They're all plastic. So I wouldn't be too worried about it overheating, but there's just a slight chance. So just make sure it don't overheat if it ever does. That's going to be it. For all of the 2.4 GHz speed tests, the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 adapter with the Realtek chip in blue offered the highest download speeds, while the MediaTek RZ616 had the best upload speeds overall. I'd say the Fenvi performed quite well in the kitchen area compared to the MediaTek one. For the 5 GHz speed test, the Fenvi performed great across the board. The Intel AX201 surprisingly offered similar performance in the kitchen. If we compare the 2.4 and 5 GHz graphs and specifically look at the AX201 in orange, you'll notice it offers quite good performance overall and has almost symmetrical download and upload speeds. This is the 2.4 GHz chart. This is 5 GHz. Now onto the 6 GHz band. The Intel chip doesn't support the 6 GHz band, leaving just the MediaTek RZ616 to get destroyed. Next up are the signal charts. Here, the lower the bars, the better the signal. In all three tests, the Fenvi in purple, or pink, performed better than expected and essentially dominated. Apparently, the external antenna are the cause of its excellent performance throughout all the speed tests.
Overall, the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 adapter offered great performance and was able to handle 4K streaming at 4.5 times speed with ease. Only costing $38 on Amazon, the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 adapter offers a great price to performance and makes a great upgrade for anyone wanting Wi-Fi 7 capability. I noticed the Fenvi Wi-Fi 7 adapter supports a feature called roaming sensitivity, also referred to as roaming aggressiveness, in the adapter settings. The roaming sensitivity setting allows your device, it controls how your device selects and switches between Wi-Fi networks, essentially optimizing your network performance for you. However, when this setting is set to high, the number of networks that shows up in the available networks list will be limited to just a select few with good signal. This can be problematic and make finding certain networks with low signal impossible. Other than that, this feature can improve your performance if you take the time to test and find the best setting for you, or if you have multiple known network access points nearby, or routers. Also in the command prompt, running the command on screen, we find that the Fenvi supposedly supports up to 2 MLO connections, or multi-link operation connections. WPA3 SAE with 384-bit PMK, whatever that means, fast transition, MUMIMO, as expected, Miracast sync, as in sink and faucet, BSS transition, and a few other things. Eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted the extended channel switch announcement feature, which I think might have become standardized for Wi-Fi 7 for its multi-link operation. Although that sounds right, I highly recommend that you do your own research and fact-check me. Surprisingly, it doesn't support that feature, despite supporting MLO, or 2 MLO devices, or channels, whatever, connections. If you've made it to the end of this video, I'd like to thank you for your time and for making it to the end. Please consider subscribing or liking the video to support me. See you in the next one.